Hello guys and gals, welcome back to my YouTube channel Film Buzz, and if you're new, welcome. And in today's video, I went ahead and checked out the newly released entry into the Transformers franchise, Transformers 1, and oh boy, I got a lot to say about this one because, spoiler alert, I really did enjoy this new entry into the Transformers franchise. But now without further ado, let's get into my spoiler-free review of where to begin. So I've never really haven't been the biggest of fan of the Transformers franchise, with the Michael Bay movies and even the animated shows, which I'm not necessarily saying they were bad or anything. They just weren't for me, and I just didn't like them as a child, and even today as a 17-year-old, which, bruh, I'm reaching unk status. Which is even crazy to realize because it was just yesterday that I remember seeing that trailer for So, anyways, when I first heard they were making another Transformers movie, I sighed in annoyance, but to my unwilling TikTok short attention span, I was pleasantly surprised when they announced that this time around, the movie would be animated, and they had a stacked cast backing this movie's characters, which usually means a movie could go either two ways. A, the studio executives don't know their stuff and the source material and are just throwing money at this project for the thrill of it, or B, they might actually be onto something with this cast because you don't just get Chris Hemsworth, that's out of the three Chris's, to voice Optimus motherfucking Prime, which, hey, did not disappoint, and many other big celebs attached to this project. But getting back into the animation thingy, that got my attention and eyes on this project because I'm a strong firm believer in the animation space, with the creatives behind the projects taking a big risk with their own unique animation style and not just copying what's popular at the time, that if done successfully can really stand the test of time, just like Into the Spider-Verse and most notably stop motion, which is a beautiful form of animation if done right, but is really time consuming. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it when you get to see your full vision of your project you're passionate about get fulfilled, which is why animation is my favorite form of style in any projects involving it, because it can really lead to some cool, breathtaking, and stunning set pieces if the creatives behind the project go with a certain style that fits their current vision and not following current popular trends. But now let's get into some positives about Transformers 1 and what I liked about this movie, because I've got some stuff to say about this animated movie because, my god, this might have just got me hooked and invested into the Transformer franchise as a whole and this So and So trilogy they got planned for this new animated universe. So let me get this out of my system straight away. How the hell is Paramount cooking this hard with their movies this year? And we still got Sonic 3 at the end of the year? Anyways, the best thing about Transformers 1 is definitely their characters, since they're the heart of this captivating story with Optimus Prime, who is known as Orion Pax, what the hell, and Megatron as D-16. Well, these are some goofy ass names, but I'm not going to poke fun at them because their names and their quote-unquote origins are actually critical and the key plot point for the story, and without going into any spoilers, was easily the highlight of the movie, and pretty awesome overall. And I will be remiss not to mention D-16, damn it! I'm just going to call them Optimus Prime and Megatron for the sake of this video. Their bromance relationship, if you want to call it that, is simply the highlight and heart of the story, through Optimus Prime's so-and-so quote-unquote redemption throughout the movie being well earned, but on the other hand, not so much for Megatron, which I will explain later on in the negative segment of this video, which there's not too much negative things I have to say about Transformers 1 other than some plot holes and some other things. But anyway, back to praising Transformers 1, I would also be a fool not to highlight Scarlett Johansson's character, as well as with Keegan-Michael Key's character being the fun comedic relief of the movie that's actually not annoying to watch and is tolerable compared to other PG movies, which reminds me that I should also mention that how is this movie seem so deep with it being a PG movie? Like, what? But anyway, Scarlett Johansson's character of Alita, I think that's how you pronounce it, also did a phenomenal job with her character. They're wanting to be in check with their co-workers and not wanting to break protocol, which is a big theme of the movie. Being one to know to break this so-and-so protocol and stand up for what you think is right and not being suppressed by your superiors, which actually made for a dark and deep theme in the child's movie, which, oh my god, how is this movie PG that is meant for children and is so deep with its themes? Also, they say the word minor a gazillion times, which I found funny. Also definitely didn't remind me of this other unknown small artist you may or may not have heard of. But with the positive segment of the video out of the way, let's quickly go through some of my negatives I had with Transformers 1, which really wasn't many as I mentioned before. So like I previously mentioned before, I feel like Megatron's downfall and him losing hope in this movie could have been more impactful if we got to explore more of his backstory and reasonings behind his character, which, I mean, we did get a scene of him early on in the movie with the movie clearly hinting at it. But as we progress further on into the story, it kind of seems to come out of nowhere, from his carefree, mischievous persona to then him glazing and shilling to whatever his superiors have to say and following protocol. Another negative I have from the movie is I just wish it was a tad bit longer. No, seriously. I wish that some scenes throughout the movie come more fleshed out in a story perspective, and especially with Scarlett Johansson's character, Alita, which just seemed to be thrown in there for the sake of it, and this badass character who wouldn't take any criticism from anyone. And with Keegan-Michael Key's character, he was alright, I guess. He served his purpose with his character in the story, mainly being the comedic relief of the film, which fits right along Keegan-Michael Key's arsenal and strengths as an actor. But in conclusion, is Transformers 1 worth a trip to theaters? And going out of your way and checking it out on the big screen? Well, yeah, I'd say so. And if I were to give it a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's a solid new entry into this first in a new animated trilogy Paramount have planned, and overall a much appreciated addition to the Transformer franchise as a whole. But then again, guys and gals, these are just my own opinions and initial thoughts I had about this new entry into the Transformer franchise, Transformers 1. Which, hey, I wonder if the next entry will be called something like, oh, I don't know, Transformers 2? If you made it to the end of this video and like what you see, I would really appreciate you guys and gals hitting that like and subscribe button down below, because at the end of the day, I'm just a film fanatic like many of you out there doing what I love, and that also watches an unhealthy amount of movies. But as always, guys and gals, take care.